Hi everyone, this is Mr Neel Raithatha, also known as the Wax Whisperer. Thank you for joining me in my latest video. Now, if you can, do stay till the end of the video because I've got something really interesting to show you all. But prior to that, we're going to discuss this patient who attended with bilateral, fully blocked earwax. You can see this earwax is very sticky and soft and glutinous. And this is the patient's left ear. They have got quite a narrow ear canal entrance. And they've also got a very bendy and twisty ear canal, and that will become more evident as I begin to remove this wax. Near the entrance here, this wax is almost like syrup. It's very, it's almost like a honey consistency. And I'm just using the suction probe just to stretch open the ear canal. You can see that the suction probe just about fits in. There's not much leeway either side. And the diameter, the total diameter of the suction probe is 2.2 millimeters. Therefore, the entrance is perhaps around 2.5 millimeters. Then it widens, and you can see this ear canal goes upwards. You've got an upwards trajectory, and then you reach the peak, and then the ear canal goes down again, and then that's where the eardrum is. So that upwards inclined ear canal, which then has a summit, and then it comes down. That creates a very pronounced what we call inferior recess. So at the base of the eardrum, the patient has got quite a large trench or basin there. And again, this view just gives you some perspective of how bendy the ear canal is. So the endoscope is being angled directly into the ear canal, but the eardrum, it veers off to the left. So you can see the canal wall on the left-hand side. That's the second bend, and then the ear canal straightens, and that's the eardrum. So we can't actually see the full eardrum because of the shape of the ear canal. So that's the patient's right ear, and this is their left ear. Sorry, other way around, that was their patient's left ear, and this is their right ear. Similarly to their left ear, they've got this very sticky, glutinous, honey type of wax. Just using the suction probe, just gently wriggling this out. This came out with relative ease. And again, they've got a very bendy ear canal. You can, and very so quite a narrowing here. So that's the patient's isthmus, so about 0.5 centimetre away from the eardrum. Most people have a natural narrowing of the ear canal and it widens out again. But this particular patient has got extremely narrow isthmus. And again, it's very bendy. And the architecture of the ear canal is likely to give rise to this wax buildup. So wax tries to migrate naturally out of the ear, almost like a conveyor belt. The ear secretes dead skin and wax, and as the skin migrates, any wax sitting on the surface of the dead skin is also transported out of the ear. But when you've got a narrow, bendy ear canal like this, as the skin migrates around the corners and bends, it gets trapped, it slows down the migration, and you get a buildup of wax. But yeah, it's probably one of the bendiest ears I've performed earwax removal in. And the ear canal entrance, I had to stretch that open. So with an endoscope, I'm able to manipulate it in such a way so we can angle it towards the eardrum despite the narrowing. Now, this is another patient that came in, and I just wanted to show you this. They came in reporting a blocked ear, and in both ears, but more so the left ear. We can just about see the inferior part of the patient's eardrum, but they've got this huge swelling. Now, you may be wondering what this swelling is, and so was I. The patient has previously been seen by ENT prior to COVID, but because of because COVID, they've been put back on the waiting list. So it's a bit of a nightmare for the patient. But I believe this swelling it hasn't got any pus of blood in. I think it's all full of air. So I've just paused it, and when I show you the patient's right ear, it'll make a bit more sense. But this patient has got a blocked eustachian tube, but occasionally they blow their nose and they're able to inject air up behind the eardrum and inflate the eardrum like a balloon. And so you can see here, and this is the patient's right ear, on the left-hand side, and I'm going to put an arrow there in a moment, you can see the eardrum is bulged outwards. And again, when I measured their middle ear pressure, there was excessive middle ear pressure behind the eardrum, which causes the eardrum to bulge out. It's just with the left ear, it's much more pronounced. And I have seen an eardrum inflated that much. The eardrum, the membrane itself is very elastic. So recommended some nasal decongestion sprays. They were visibly and audibly congested today. And I have directed them to an ENT colleague of mine. Now, with regards to the left ear, we're just going to make sure there's nothing untoward, sinister going on behind that, swelling, for example, a cholesteatoma, so they will warrant further investigation. So I hope you enjoyed that. Take care, guys, and stay tuned, and we shall upload some more videos in due course. Thank you, bye.